Basically, as a humanities student, I struggled a bit especially with advanced maths and modern maths concepts. The best thing I found about AceIPM in this whole journey was the equality. So I did a mini blunder. मेरा 6 सब्जेक्ट था इन्फॉर्मेशन प्रैक्टिसेस. मटेरियल तो अच्छा है, सबको पता है, इसमें क्या बोलूँ मैं. Basically, my knowledge or my skills were basically set as paribus, they were constant, and what was changing was my strategy. Right. So basically, PYQs helped me a lot because when I looked at PYQs, okay, I understand this is the level, so I can compare it with other questions. Okay, this is the best resource.
Hello, I hope you all are doing well. In today's episode of AceIPM, we have Shreyas Singh with us, who is all India rank 13 in IPMAT 2025. So we're going to track his journey, his ups and downs, and all around it. So let's start with your introduction, Shreyas.
Okay, so hello everyone. I am Shreyas. I am a humanities student from Delhi, and I have scored 94.83 in the 10th grade and 95.66 in the 12th grade.
94 and 95, so clearly you're an academically oriented kid. But what about your score in IPMAT?
So for IPMAT Indore, I got a rank of 13 and my score was total 234, which was basically 36 for QSA, 42 for MCQ and 156 for verbal.
All three are stellar, brilliant. But specifically about verbal, you got 156. How come that great score? Can you give me a few insight about your verbal preparation?
So I believe my English was relatively good living in Delhi. I read like word power made easy in like the 7th or 8th grade or something like that. But I feel like that's not enough. Like just having good English is not enough. You actually have to, practice those questions and think in the terms of the kind of questions that are asked. So for reading comprehension, I really struggled, surprisingly. But yeah, that is something where you have to keep your ego aside and understand what the question is about and how to approach the options.
Okay, so just having good English is not enough. Practice is also key. What about QA? How did you prepare for QA?
So QA was initially a weak point for me. Basically, as a humanities student, I struggled a bit especially with advanced maths and modern maths concepts. But what I did was I used CAT material for basically arithmetic, and for algebra and modern maths, I focused more on J mains level questions, which I believe is at par or slightly above IPMAT. So that really prepared me for QA.
So for specific modules which are also relevant in JE, you track that as well. And for specific modules which are relevant to CAT, you track those chapters as well.
Right. So basically, PYQs helped me a lot because when I looked at PYQs, okay, I understand this is the level, so I can compare it with other questions. Okay, this is the best resource. That is what I did.
So anyone who is starting their preparation, first they should pick up PYQs, right? Because that's a key source of information, the kind of question, the level of question that are going to come in QA and VA, right? So that's great. Again, what about mocks? How many mocks did you give? What was your mock attempt strategy?
So I basically gave around 31 mocks. And my strategy was I started early. I started my preparation in August, but I started giving my mocks in October. But they were like very infrequent. Slowly, I started increasing the frequency of my mocks till the stage when in the middle, I started a new strategy, which is giving 3 mocks a week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll sit down in the morning, I'll give mocks, and then I'll spend at least 2 to 3 hours analyzing each mock right after the mock. Okay, so that really helped me. It was kind of like an experiment only. Basically, my knowledge or my skills were basically set as paribus, they were constant. And what was changing was my strategy. Each time I use a different attempt strategy to understand which one works out for me.
Okay. What was your ideal attempt strategy for D-Day as well?
So for D-Day, I basically decided to use the strategy of focusing on questions and not the paper itself. Thinking about the paper is slightly stressful and it's not useful for everyone. So I just looked at the question in front of me, whether it was an easy question or whether it was a second round attempt question or whether it was a question that I was supposed to leave.
Okay.
So that really helped me.
So focusing on particular question at a time helped. You were also, we are having interaction earlier, you talked about how you treated the paper like 3 individual sections, like a 3 individual paper itself. So can you highlight more about it?
Right. So basically the idea is that IPMAT Indore is not a single paper.
Okay.
It is actually 3 papers which you give one after the other. Each has a different strategy. For essay, you have to focus on accuracy. For MCQ, you have to focus on speed. Without speed, you cannot do it. And for verbal, it is, I would say, a mix of speed and accuracy. To a certain extent, you cannot just do too many questions. So another thing that was very special, I think in my case, that I was becoming overconfident in verbal. So I decided to actually, roll a big back down a bit, because I was attempting too many questions and getting too much negative for that. So yeah, that is something I did.
So the one great learning you can pick it from here itself is treat each section differently. The fact that in QA essay section you have minimal number of questions, but the time is more. On MCQ part, the trade-off becomes much higher. The time and number of questions is far more tougher, right? So you have to pick up a speed area in that section, right? In QA essay section, you can spend more time on each question. In QA MCQ section, you have to be quick to leave sums, right? So that's something that you need to change your temperament in each section, right? We have talked about IPMAT attempt, like, okay, any other examination apart from Indore that you wrote?
So basically, I gave all the examinations, practically speaking. I gave JIPMAT, I gave IPMAT Rohtak. I also gave the BMS exam for IIM Kozhikode.
So one problem that, or one recommendation that I always ask students to do is that make sure that you're not limiting yourself to IPMAT, Indore, right? Rohtak as well, JIPMAT as well. So is it difficult to prepare for these examinations, or these syllabus overlap? It's similar to these these examinations are having that major overlap in syllabus. Is that so?
I would say that apart from logical reasoning, if you can do Indore, you can do these papers. They are really not that difficult. Plus, they give you a sense of safety. Like when I was preparing, knowing that if I do not get into Indore, I'll get at least one of these colleges based on my level. That really gave me a sense of comfort while preparation, which I did not have to think about, okay, nahi hoga Indore, so kya hoga? So that was really amazing for me.
And one more add-on to what Shreyas is talking about is the sense of security gives you that comfort while you're attempting the actual examination of IPMAT Indore. The second aspect that I want all you to have is CV point. This is something that I learned in IIM Ahmedabad first few months itself, is that people are not having CV points, specifically non-engineers like us. At least in my case, I had a lot of CV points from JEE and VIT and BitSat, everything. But my batchmates who are coming from non-engineering background are lacking with that. So if you write IPMAT Rohtak, JIPMAT, CUET, the rank, the percentile is actually a CV line for you, which is much more important in your MBA journey, right? So don't limit yourself just because you don't want to enter into that college. The rank of IPMAT Rohtak, all India rank 10, or getting shortlisted in that particular pool of 500 itself is a great CV point. So definitely you should attempt these other examinations as well. And then obviously the backup, you get that sense of security of having other colleges in your hand. We've talked about examination a lot. Let's talk about your interview preparation, because exam is half of the journey. How did you prepare for interview, and give me a few snippets of your actual interview as well?
So right. So result basically 20th को declare हो गया था. At least we got the answer sheet, and basically उसमें मेरा CUET भी चल रहा था. So I got a little anxious कि मैं CUET का भी करूँगा, फिर वो भी कैसे करूँगा. I actually went to a couple of other coachings as well, but actual preparation मैंने यहीं पे AceIPM में offline batch में करी थी. तो offline batch really helped me out, because in the offline batch every minute is preparation. If you are not giving mock PI, you are at least talking to your fellow people who have cleared IPMAT, and we used to cross question. Me and Harshamya, I think you'll listen to him very soon. We used to cross question each other very frequently. So that really helped me out. But the best mock PI that I ever gave was IPMAT Rohtak. I basically Rohtak का जो actual interview था, that really helped me prepare for Indore. Basically that gave me the confidence to go there. On the interview itself, I think I got a little lucky. My panel was really sweet. They were very understanding. They actually listened to me. Earlier, after introduction, they asked me about the subjects I had studied in 12th grade. So I did a mini blunder. मेरा 6 सब्जेक्ट था इन्फॉर्मेशन प्रैक्टिसेस, और मैंने उस पर थोड़ा सा एम्फेसिस दे दिया कि मैंने 6 सब्जेक्ट में मैंने ये देखो मैं ह्यूमैनिटीज़ को मैंने IPV पढ़ा है वो. फिर उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछा, फिर मैं आंसर नहीं दे पाया. तो वो चीज़ नहीं करनी होती है. एक चीज़ मैं इस तरह से टिप है कि प्लीज़ ज़्यादा शो ऑफ मत करो, जितना कर सकते हो उतना ही करो बेसिकली.
That's so great. apart from it, you talked about AceIPM, right? You joined us in, I guess, June 2024, right? You were a part of our Prodigy batch. So how was your entire experience with AceIPM?
So I joined AceIPM because again it felt like a little Gen Z project to me. Apart from
interview भी हो रहा है ना हमारा?
हाँ.
Setup of Gen Z. हाँ, continue.
yeah, that's true, and like it felt little genuine to me because it was just focusing on IPM. That's my focus. That was my focus also. So I joined it, and the best thing I found about like AceIPM in this whole journey was the equality. And like मुझे कोई भी doubt आता था, I would ask that and I'll get quick response. In fact, as a student, I probably got a little quicker response than अभी interview वगैरह process में, like ये podcast के process में मुझे late response आ रहा था. But in the actual preparation, they were always there for me. So that was something that really helped me out.
What about the material? Was it just that? Or
Yeah.
the material also helped?
मटेरियल तो अच्छा है, ये सबको पता है, इसमें क्या बोलूँ मैं. AceIPM का मटेरियल बेस्ट मटेरियल है. लाइक स्वप्निल भैया का, मैं जब उनका लाइव क्लासेस चलता था तो मैं उसी समय रिकॉर्डिंग लगाता था 2x स्पीड पे. वही, और तो वही चीज़ मैं कवर करता था. ऑल्दो मुझे बार बार स्वप्निल भैया नया नया आइटम भी उसके अंदर लेके आते थे, तो मेरे को दिक्कत होने लगी थी बीच में. आई डिड अ डिफरेंट स्ट्रैटेजी, बट द मटेरियल इज़ टॉप नॉच फॉर वर्बल, फॉर क्वांट्स, even for the interview preparation itself. Everything was like मेरे को कहीं और जाने की ज़रूरत कभी नहीं महसूस हुई.
We're glad that we could add some value to your preparation. That said, I guess, how about you give one tip to all the students who are watching this video? What is one thing that they should do when they are preparing for IPMAT 2026?
Honestly, mocks are a great thing. Mocks are amazing, but what is much more important is mock analysis. Become that master analyst. As an IP student, you will become good in analysis. Just try that right now. Experiment a lot in your mocks. Don't care about the score. सोचो कि तुम अच्छा ये गलत कर रहे हो, सही कर रहे हो, ऐसे करना है. और एक इंस्टिंक्ट डेवलप करो, एक मसल मेमोरी टाइप का डेवलप करो कि तुम एक्चुअल पेपर में जाओ तो बस तुम्हें पेपर देना हो, तुम्हें और कुछ सोचना ना हो. इट बिकम्स क्वेश्चन सॉल्विंग बिकम्स अ मसल मेमोरी फॉर यू. दैट विल रियली हेल्प यू आउट.
That's great. Thank you so much, Shreyas, for coming here. In case you also want to be here next year, we are starting with our freshers and dropper batch soon. You can hop onto our website. Thank you so much. That's it. Subscribe.
Ready to ace IPM? Get started by going on aceipm.com, and over there you'll see a free counseling button. You need to click on that and enter all your details so that one of your future seniors can get in touch with you and clarify all your queries about IPM and AceIPM. Thank you.